All right, so the way we're going to complete this ages and stages questionnaire is the way that most families who go to Head Start complete it. The ages and stages questionnaire, for some families, it's just handed to them and they complete it at home and bring it back. That's the way you see a lot of doctors using the ASQ. There's a couple child care centers in town. Cathedral Care uses this with their children. The parents fill it out and come and turn it back into the teacher, and that information then is scored and it's considered information on how they can help the child. In Head Start, though, there's a big interest in forming a relationship with parents. So they do the ASQ with the parent, which is kind of neat, because you get to hear the answers, you get to talk a little bit more, you get to make a better relationship. So on the ages and stages, if a family's in Head Start, one thing you have to do to break the monotony of forms is fill out the form as much as you can for the parent, because there's a lot of forms and parents spend time doing the same thing over and over. So when you can, have the form filled out in advance. And you can tell them what part they don't have to worry about, because there's a part at the bottom that talks about program ID. They don't have to worry about that. Okay, so the home visitor then would come to the home and do a little small talk with the parent, talk to the child. Now, does the child necessarily have to be here? It's best if they are, because there's a few things on there we're going to work on together to see if she can actually do the things that I'm asking mom about. Some people wonder if parents are accurate in their descriptions of their young children's behaviors and actions. What the research shows is that nobody knows the child better than the parent. So you can trust the vast majority of parent report. Every once in a while, you'll know there's a parent you can't trust, but by and large, you can trust what parents say about their children. So what I would do if I really had her as a family, as a home visitor, I would probably give her a copy of the ASQ in Spanish, because I know that's her home language. That might help her with any misunderstanding. The ASQ is in English, Spanish, French, Arabic, and Vietnamese. It's been translated into 5 languages. So this is how I would start. I would say, we're going to fill out this questionnaire on your child. Give me your best ideas on this. There's no right or wrong answer. This just helps us to understand what her needs are, where she's strong, and where we might be able to help her. So the first thing we're going to talk about is communication, and that's her ability to talk and to listen. So when I ask you a question, you have 3 answers you can give. You can say yes, you can say sometimes, and you can say no. So that's very similar to a rating scale, isn't it? Okay? All right. Does your child name at least 3 items from a common category? For example, if you say to your child, tell me some things that you can eat, would she say it correctly?
Yes.
Can we try it?
Yes.
Ask her to say 3 things that she can eat.
In Spanish? Can I say in Spanish?
Whatever you want.
Okay. Oh, Maris, can you tell me 3 of your favorite food that you like to eat?
Corn.
Corn?
Mm-hmm.
What else?
Orange.
Orange. What else? One more.
Banana. Banana.
Banana. Okay.
All right. Okay, I'm going to ask her another question and see how she answers.
Okay.
Madison, what do you do when you're hungry?
I'm hungry.
What do you do when you're hungry?
I eat.
You eat. All right. I eat. I'm going to write that in the box. What do you do when you get tired? Sleep.
Mhm.
Does your child tell you at least 2 things about some common objects? For example, if you say to your child, tell me about your ball, will she say something like, it's round, I throw it, it's big, or is this something you want to try with her?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Does your child use endings of words like S and ED and ING? So does she say things like, I have 2 cats, plural? Or does she say, I am playing, or I kicked the ball? Does she have those right endings on her words?
Yeah, sometimes. Like the playing
Mhm,
and,
mhm. What are you playing with, Madison? What are those?
Black.
Blocks. All right. Can go on to the next page. 2 more communication questions. Without your giving help by pointing or repeating, does your child follow 3 directions that are unrelated? So I'm going to give her 3 directions and see how she does.
Okay.
And if it doesn't work for me, I may have you do it.
Okay.
Sometimes they respond better to parents. Okay, I'm going to ask you to do 3 things, okay? So listen first, really good. I'm going to say, wait till I'm done saying everything, okay? I'm going to say, clap your hands, walk to the desk, and then sit down. Can you do those 3 things? Go.
Start. Ready?
Let me say it again.
Clap your hands, aplaude tus manos, camina allá y siéntate en la silla.
Now, in the directions here, we're just going to do a little aside. It said, without giving, pointing, or anything like that.
Yeah, yes.
But that's what moms do.
Yeah.
So, because she didn't really do it the first time, we'd probably give her a sometimes on that. That's a hard one. When she speaks in sentences, does she use all the words to make complete sentences, such as, I am going to the park, is there a toy for me to play with, are you coming to, or does she just use a few words in each sentence?
She should use a few words.
A few words, okay. Can you tell me what you're gonna build with those blocks?
A castle.
A castle?
Yeah, and a queen here.
A
And
what?
The queen and the black here.
The queen and the what?
Here, and now a queen and this black here and the top here.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna give her a sometimes on that one, because she does say quite a few words in a sentence, but I have to remember that Mom says she doesn't use a lot of the words, the little words in sentences. Now we're gonna talk about her large motor skills, her arms and her legs. Could she catch a large ball with both hands? Like if you threw her a ball like from here, if I threw her a ball and it was a big ball, could she catch it, do you think?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
That's another hard one. And if I had a ball, I would do it with you right here. I would. Does your child climb a ladder of a playground, go down the slide all by herself, or does she need help?
She do it by herself.
Okay. Does she alternate her feet, or does she go like this?
No, she do like, she alternates.
Okay, she alternates her
Yes.
feet. Okay. Okay, when she's standing up, does your child throw a ball overhand to the direction of a person standing about 6 feet away? So does she throw like this when she throws a ball, or does she still throw like that? Or maybe she doesn't throw balls much?
Maybe toys?
Toys. She throws toys. How does she throw toys?
I haven't paid attention about
Madison. Hey, oops, I'm sorry. Can you throw me that red thing? Can you throw it to me? All right. Okay, we're gonna do that one more time. I'll throw it over here so I don't wreck your castle. All right, one more time, throw it. Oh, that was a good throw. Okay, go ahead, work on your castle. Now, she didn't go overhand, did you notice? She went like, she pushed from the middle, so we're gonna put that one as a no. So once in a while, you just have to go with what you can see, and if you can experiment a little bit. So that would, sometimes with specific ASQs, you'll learn what props you should bring with you. So I should have brought like a beach ball or something like that. Hey Madison, can you jump up, hop, up and down?
¿Puedes saltar hacia arriba y hacia abajo? Yeah.
Now can you hop on one foot? One more time.
¿Con un pie? ¿Puedes brincar con un pie?
No.
No? Can you try it? Yeah? You can try it.
No.
Yeah.
She's saying she does not want to try to jump on one foot? Yeah, okay. So the question is, does your child hop up and down on either the right or left foot at least one time without losing their balance? So we would say no on that one. Can she jump forward? Like, can she jump from here to here with both feet, you think? You wanna try something else? Stand in front of mom and look out that way. Now, can you hop like a bunny for me?
Yeah.
Go again. Big jump, big hop. She did 20 inches. Good job. Okay, now we're gonna do something where you have to stand on one foot. I'm gonna do it first and then you do it. Maybe we'll have mom do it too. You go like this, one foot. Whoa, it's
You
kinda
tried it?
hard. Sometimes
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh, good balance. And she did, that was probably a close to 5, so I'm gonna give her a plus on that one. Now we're gonna talk about her fingers and her hands. Does she like puzzles? Does she have any puzzles?
No, she doesn't.
She doesn't, so she's never put a puzzle together? Have you ever taken her to the library for those puzzles there? It's a good place to take them.
Are you talking like the one that it has like a bird and that it has the same shape?
Yeah,
Or
a
are you
puzzle.
talking about like a puzzle? Like the 9
Like,
pieces?
well,
or-
this says 7 pieces here. You think she could put a puzzle together and have 7 pieces in it? Maybe? Okay, we'll put sometimes on that. Has she ever used a scissors?
Yes.
And can she pretty much cut on a line, or is she still
Yeah,
working
she
on?
started, I was teaching her to put 2 fingers instead of one so she can hold it. But she do for a little bit, then she forget it, and then she go back, so.
So she probably can't get cut on a line, but she can cut a little bit?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna give her sometimes on that. Now, would you hand me that piece of paper over there?
Yes.
Hey Madison, I'm gonna have you do something with my pencil. Can you come here and do something with my pencil? I wanna show you something. See these 4 little shapes? See them? Okay, come here. All right, you look at those. Okay, now, can you draw those?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, what's the next one?
This
Yeah, yeah. All right, what's that one?
Oh.
And this one right here.
Mm,
You did it right there, didn't you?
Yeah.
How about that one?
mm,
Can you look at that one again and try that one?
yeah.
All right, thank you.
I like them.
She did all three of them. There's the four shapes. One is like an L. Well, you can see them on your papers. A plus sign, a straight line, and a zero. She had all of them except the plus sign. And that's kind of typical for kids. That joining of lines and crossing, that's kind of a typical. So we are going, she says, does it copy at least 3? So that means we can give her a yes on that one. Does she unbutton one or more buttons? Can she unbutton anything? Like sweaters or her pants, or does she have anything with buttons on it?
Like the buttons, are you talking like the ones that go like in the hole?
Mhm.
All the other ones that you just.
No, the ones that go in the
the
hole. Yeah.
She can unbutton, but she cannot.
She can unbutton.
Yeah.
Yeah, well that's good, that's what we want. The next question is, does your child draw pictures of people that have at least 3 of the following features? Head, eyes, nose, mouth, neck, hair, trunk, and arms. Madison, you gonna draw for me again? Okay, come here. Can you draw me a picture of a little girl? Or your mommy or somebody? Who are you gonna draw?
Jelly.
Joey?
Is one of my friend has a baby, so
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, let me see you draw a face.
This one, little one.
Oh, it's a little one because it's a baby.
Yeah, little feet and little arms.
And little eyes
And mouth.
and a mouth. All right. It's a little baby?
Yeah.
What's the baby's name?
Jelly.
Joey? I thought you said jelly.
It's Janelli. But
Janelli.
she said jelly.
Jelly, all right. So you probably can't see this very well, but she drew a head, 2 eyes, and a mouth. When those of you who took expressive art, you'll remember that this is the tadpole example. Kids typically draw arms coming out of the head. That's just very typical. So did she have at least 3? She had a head, she had eyes, she had a mouth, she had arms and legs. So we're gonna give her a yes on that one. Does she like to color?
Yes, she does.
Does she like to stay, does she stay in the lines or pretty much in the lines?
Yep.
She does, okay, good. The next one, I'm just gonna ask her to repeat some numbers for me, okay? Okay, Madison, I'm gonna say 3 numbers, and you remember them, and then say them back to me, okay?
Okay.
All right, here we go. 5, 8, 3.
4, 3, 8.
Okay, we're gonna try one more time. Listen to this one.
Mhm.
This is a different one. 6,
6,
wait, let me finish first. 6, 9, 2.
6, 3, 4, 6.
All right. Okay, so we have a not yet on that one. Can you come up here and point? There's some circles on my paper. Can you point to the smallest circle? Which one? What's the smallest one?
That one.
You are right. Does she understand words like under, next to, what are some other words? Like if you said look under the couch, would she know to look under the
Yes.
couch? She would know that. Does she know like between the chairs? Would she know the word between? Or in even if it's in Spanish? Like your doll is between the couch cushions. Would she look at between the couch cushions?
No.
No, she would not, okay. How about in the middle, like if I said, can you put that block on the middle of this? Can you put one block on the middle? All right, show me. Oh, we got a matching one. Right in the middle. Is that right in the middle? That's in the middle, good. Okay, we're gonna give her a sometimes, because she does have that. So sometimes when you're just not sure, you can just kind of give it a little play test. Does she know most of her colors?
Yes.
She does,
She did.
So red, blue, yellow, orange, black, white, or pink, does she know at least 5 of those?
Yes.
Okay.
And purple.
And purple.
That's the favorite.
All right, we're gonna continue on with problem solving. Does she ever like to pretend play or get dressed up and pretend like she's somebody else?
Oh, yes.
Does she? What does she like to pretend to be?
She, the princess, like she has those dresses of princess, and then she has the witch of Halloween,
Oh,
and she has some hats and necklaces, and she's like
okay,
a
so
queen.
she really
Yeah.
likes to dress up.
And she pretends she's a teacher too.
Oh, a teacher. How is she doing with counting? Like if you were to put 5 blocks in front of her, would she touch them and count to 5, or we can try it?
We can try it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you bring me some blocks? Oh, that's great. That's perfect. Perfect. Okay, now I'm gonna, wait, that's enough. That's enough, that's enough. I'm gonna show you something first. Okay, I'm gonna put these back here. Okay, now, can you count these for me?
1, 3, 4, 6, 7.
Would you like to do it again?
Mm?
Okay.
1, 6, 7, 9, 4.
All right, thank you. So she knows the counting words. You know, she's just gotta get used to the rote counting. All right, you can take those back if you want. So at the dinner table, we're gonna talk about personal or social things. Could she take food from a container and put it on her plate?
Yes,
She does that, okay. Like scooping applesauce out of a jar, she would do that.
Yes.
Okay.
She helps me to bake.
Oh, she does. That's
Yeah.
a great skill. That's a great math skill. These are questions I'm gonna ask her to see how much she knows about, just information about you and your family.
Okay.
Hey, what's your first name?
Madison.
Madison, what's your last name?
Madison.
Madison what? Would you do better in
¿Cuál
Spanish?
es tu apellido? Madison, ¿qué? ¿Mm?
Did she just repeat you?
Yeah, I guess.
She just repeated, okay. And you, how old are you now? You told me once and I forgot. How old are you?
4.
4. She's 4. So she said the right answer, so we give her credit for that one. Are you a boy or a girl?
A girl.
All right. Do you know the name of the city you live in?
Yeah.
What is it? What's the name of the city you live in? That's a hard one. That really is a hard one. Do you know what a telephone number is? Yeah. Do you know a telephone number? What? Really? What is it?
Like you call on people?
Do you know the number? Do you know your mommy's phone number?
No.
No. Okay. It's pretty typical for kids not to know phone numbers and addresses. It's just, you know, that's usually something they learn in preschool or kindergarten. Okay, so there were 2 there, and it said at least 4 of the items, so we would say not yet. Does she wash her hands with soap and water and dry them off with a towel without your help?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Can she give you the name of 2 or more playmates? Kids she plays with, young kids that she plays with?
Not too much.
Okay. Does she play with other kids?
Once in a while.
Once in a while?
Yeah.
Okay. So you think she doesn't know their names because she just doesn't play with other kids? Or does she
Right.
have any friends that she plays with?
Yeah, do you want me to ask her like her names
Yeah.
of her friends?
Okay,
Yeah.
yes.
Madison, ¿cuáles son los nombres de tus amiguitas?
Fluffy.
Ajá.
Jelly.
Okay, she did it.
Jelly.
Does she brush her teeth by putting toothpaste on the toothbrush and brushing all of her teeth without help?
Yes, she does.
All right. Does she dress and undress herself without help, except for snaps, buttons, and zippers?
Yes, she does.
Okay, and then you always make sure you've got all the dots filled in. Because when people give you their time, you need to make sure you're conscientious. These are gonna be just some open-ended questions. Do you think your child hears okay? Do you think her hearing is okay?
Yes.
Okay. Do you think she talks like children her age? Like other children her age?
I don't know.
You don't know. See, that's one thing, you're gonna learn a lot in your preschool practicum experience, because you'll see some children that are her age. So you just say you don't know. Can you understand most of what your child says?
Yes.
And she's speaking to you in both English and Spanish.
Yeah.
Do you think most people can understand what she says? Other people?
I think so. Like if they speak the same language, yes.
Okay. And it is still typical if you'd say, oh, maybe they understand about 70% of what she says. That's pretty typical for preschool language. Do you think that she walks, runs, and climbs like other children her age?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any history in your family of deafness or hearing impairment?
Not yet.
Not yet. Do you have any concerns about her hearing or vision?
No.
Has your child had any medical problems in the last several months?
Well, she just got eczema.
Eczema?
Yeah.
Mhm.
It was
That's
like
hard.
3 weeks ago, but
Yeah.
other than that, everything has been
Okay. Do you have any concerns about her behavior?
Sometimes.
And that's pretty typical, especially if you're first.
Yeah.
It's very typical. Is there anything that makes you worry about her at all? Little worries, big worries?
Just when she asked me for a little sister to play with. It's the only thing.
Okay, all right. Okay, so we have completed this ASQ. Now, can you see how you could give this to a parent? They could take it home, fill it out, and bring it back. But so much more happens when you are able to do the ASQ with the parent. You get to, I mean, we found out a lot about her, didn't we? We found out some of the things that she likes. We found out about eczema. We found out that she's bilingual. If a parent would have completed this, she might not have ever indicated that she's bilingual at the age of 4. So, okay, you can go back there. And that is it for now, and then we'll take a minute to score.